Hey, Steven, do you think about me when you pee? I've been on the phone and chat with Apple for the past 3 hours. Listen to this. I'm still on the phone with Apple. So, tonight around 9 p.m. It's currently 10 of midnight, by the way. Um, I I've been trying to fix this freaking thing. Not fix it, but I've been trying to downgrade it to Snow Leopard. Because it's just the RAM is being taxed too much, and it is definitely. So the guy said it's gonna be Lion, but that's obviously High Sierra. So I have no choice to. I have no choice. I have to do High Sierra. Well, that's great. That's so I started on chat. I started a couple days ago, but we're gonna do tonight. So, um, no, we'll do the other nights. So once I finally figured out what I wanted to do, I got a hold of Apple Chat and let them know what I wanted to do, and they sent me through errors on the computer. They sent me two Snow Leopard DVDs that were like installation DVDs, and they had two different serial numbers on them. And I got it. And tonight I went to chat to find out if I could create a bootable thumb drive, install Snow Leopard onto the drive, and then go into utilities, etc. Those of you that have Mac know what I'm talking about, and install from the thumb drive rather than the optical drive. Um, well, we started. The first guy that I talked to tonight was like, "Oh yeah, we'll do this, blah blah blah," and just kind of like the conversation went on for like 2 hours. I would transfer to two people, and or one person, one extra person, so two people total. Second person was like an advisor, like a head advisor person. And so then I let them know immediately, hey, I need to create a bootable thumb drive. This is what I'm doing. And they're like, okay, we'll help you do it, blah, blah, blah. An hour and a half into that conversation, because I was on the first one for a half an hour. So 2 hours total now. The guy's like, well, we can't do that because that's not what we do, because we're progressive. And I'm like, well, you should have told me that in the beginning. And he's like, apologies, but we can't, blah, blah, blah. It's like, if I had known, I would have told you. I was like, I literally told you at the beginning of the conversation. Now I'm gonna have the conversation sent to my email, because you have that little button that you click. And so he's like, yeah, well, we can't do that. And then I asked to speak to a manager, and he's like, I am the highest person available. So I was like, okay, whatever. Got off with that guy. Called in, got Cindy, who's awesome, by the way, in Oregon. No, she's not in Oregon. The second guy was from Oregon. The first lady, Cindy, was from Oklahoma. And she's awesome. And she stayed on the phone with me for like an hour trying to do this. She walked me through every step that we possibly could take. She literally was like the boss. She was awesome. And then when she exhausted all of her things that she could do, she sent me to Jim in Oregon, who's also awesome, and he tried to help me too. Now the issue that we were running into is when I was on the phone with Cindy, we unmounted the drive, remounted the drive, then we erased the drive completely, and we're still in utilities, mind you. Now, okay, let's set we're going to reset the computer, we're going to put the install disk in the computer, reset the computer, but before we do that, we're going to tell the computer that when it restarts, we're booting from the disk instead of the drive, which is, there's nothing there because we erased it. So, put it in, it restarts, kicks up, starts going. 10, 15 seconds later, the disk drive shuts down and doesn't turn back on. Cooper's looking at me like, what's going on right now? What are you doing? So at this point, that happened with Cindy. Then she transferred me to Jim, and it happened the same way with Jim. And he's like, well, that's not good. I'm like, don't tell me that, Jim. I don't need that in my life right now. You need to be my freaking rock star and help me freaking get through this hard time. And by the way, Cindy tells people things that they should not know. Like how her ex-husband tried to kill her and stuff. Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, I can't. I don't know what else to do. So now, at this point, we've been trying to boot from the disk. Now I'm like, well, hey, how about I log back into High Sierra, reinstall, it'll take a little bit, but we'll get in there and we'll create a bootable USB. We'll move the files from the disk onto the bootable USB. So we're basically making the USB like the disk, so it'll be able to read and install. And the guy, he was like, why would you want to do that? I'm like, Jim, are you listening? Have you been part of this phone call the whole time? We need to reinstall Mac, okay? And the disk is not working, and we need a new solution, and I'm giving you a solution. Don't give me lip. Go. He's like, I don't know, why you would want to do that. And I'm like, Jim, come on, buddy, stay with me. And he's in Oregon, and that's 3 hours behind me, so it's 8 something there. It was 8:50, or it was 8:45, and I was like, yeah, this thing's coming up, and he's like, the thing closes at 8, and we're supposed to be off the phone by 8:30. It's already 8:45. So then I told him about it's going to take 10 more minutes, and he's like, yeah, I can't stay 10 more minutes. I got to run because we're done with our shift. And I'm like, oh my God, what's going on with my life right now? So now, tomorrow morning, I'm heading to Portland. It's 2 hours away to go to the freaking Apple store to freaking downgrade an operating system because Apple is a progressive company. They don't downgrade. Friggin' make it easy for me, Apple. Come on. You gotta get it together here. Are you using the restroom on my freaking couch? I don't deal with this sort of crap with Android. Android doesn't give you this sort of crap. I know they don't have an operating system other than Chrome, which is kind of like Android, but still, Windows doesn't give me this sort of crap. If I want to freaking downgrade, I put in the install disk and just install it. It's not a big deal. Just work with me. So now I'm downloading. I've already downloaded it, but now I'm reinstalling High Sierra, a system that is highly taxing on my computer. It's more than what it can handle, the RAM. I've got 8 gigs of RAM in there now, and it can't handle it. So now I got to go download Lion. I got to figure out a way to make a bootable drive. keep it in my pocket for just emergencies. Take the computer to Portland, give them the discs, give them the computer, throw it on their counter, and say #sad, help me, please. And hopefully they will be able to help, and all will be well. This is not how I imagined my night going. I really wish that I was playing No Man's Sky. But, yeah, that's not the case. So now here I am installing an operating system on a computer that is progressive, and progressives are bad. If someone says they're progressive, you need to run. Ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Non-political, intended, but seriously. Year.
Next year?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, like 100%?
100% it's happening.
That's sick.
Netflix. Next year. Horror movie. Be there or be dumb. Fruit waffles.